Hi, and welcome to today's class on the inventory count. Just let you know what you'll be learning today. So we're going to talk about the aim. So why do businesses perform inventory counts, how they carry them out. You're going to be able to explain how an inventory gain or an inventory loss occurs as a result of the inventory count, and then record the gain or loss in both the inventory card and the general ledger. So the key knowledge that's linked to your VCAA study design, basically you're going to need to be able to record the inventory loss or gain in the general journal, the general ledger, and also the inventory card. And we'll also discuss that performing an inventory count is actually a type of internal control procedure as well. So why do businesses perform an inventory count? What is the aim of them? Well, basically, they enable the business to work out the actual amount of inventory they have on hand. At a given date, the date they perform the inventory count, and this will help them to enhance the faith representation. So we know that the quantity of inventory in the inventory card is what's actually there because we've gone and counted it all. So how to perform the process? Firstly, they will count every single item of inventory in the business. So this means it can be, it's expensive because you've got, wages of employees doing that, but also some businesses may need to close so that there's no flow of inventory while they're performing the count. So firstly, they'll have the expense, the wages of people perform it, but also possible lost revenue through the closure. Once we get our results from the inventory count, that's compared to what's on the inventory card. We document that in the memo. This is our source document for this procedure. And then if there is a gain or a loss, we record that. So let's look at inventory gains to start with. So this happens when what's counted in the count is more than what is recorded on the inventory card. So the inventory card might say we have 10 units. We do the inventory count and we find out we have actually 12 of them. So how can this happen? Firstly, there might be the oversupply by a supplier. So you might order 3 units, record the fact you've received 3 units, but actually the supplier delivered 5 of them. Or a customer orders 3, so 3 are meant to leave the business, but only 1 leaves. And so therefore, the inventory on hand is greater than what's going to be recorded in the inventory card. So a little note here about how do we record what cost price we use FIFO. So it's the latest cost price recorded in the in column of the inventory card, and I'll show you that at work right now. So here we have an inventory card and an inventory with the inventory count being performed. So on the 30th of April, so the end of the reporting period, it showed that we had 47 balls of mohair wool in blue. And so if we look at the balance on the date of the count, we had 45, but we've counted 47, so we have a gain of 2. So the way we record this in your in column, we record the fact we have 2 items coming in. What is the cost price of this inventory? Well, under FIFO, and this business uses FIFO, we use the latest cost price recorded in the in column, which is $11. So we've had 2 units at $11. So the total there will be 22. Now to record this, we need to fill in all the details. So the date, April 30th, the date of the stock date, or the inventory count. The source document, memo 14. So we have an inventory gain, so 2 units coming in. We're assuming they've cost $11 because that's the latest cost price recorded in the income column. So we've used this 11, giving us a $22 inventory gain, and our closing balance will look like this. So we still have 15 units at 10, total value of 150, and now we have 32 at 11. And if we put that in our calculator, 32 times 11, 352. So there we now have 47, which is what we counted. So our inventory card is accurate. It faithfully represents the fact that we have 47 balls of mohair or blue mohair wool on the shelf. So we recorded that in the inventory card, but we also need to record that in the general journal. So this transaction is going to end up in our general ledgers and the appropriate accounts. So an inventory gain is revenue. And why is an inventory gain revenue? Well, we have an increase in assets. So inventory's gone up, and it's going to increase our owner's equity, and it's not because of a contribution by the owner. So inventory assets gone up, and therefore we have ourselves some revenue. So recording that date of the transaction, 30th of April. Inventory's increased. How much by? $22. So we've got a debit for 22, and that's coming from there. Other side being revenue, and we have this account is called inventory gain of 22. So we then need to record we'll include a narration, so we'll give as much detail as possible. So 47 units counted, 45 initially in inventory card. And like every narration, you need the source document, memo 14. And actually we should include of the product, and it is blue mohair wool. Okay, so that there is your inventory gain. Now we will look at inventory loss. So this occurs when the quantity per the inventory count is less. Less is the key quantity on the inventory card. So we count our inventory and we realize we have less than what we've got recorded on the inventory card. How can this happen? Well, we may have been the victim of theft. If someone's going to steal your inventory, they're not going to go and record it in the out column of the inventory card. That will be uncovered at the inventory count and will end up with an inventory loss. We may have been undersupplied by our supplier. So we may have ordered 10 units, just looked at our order form and we recorded 10 units coming in, and they've actually only given us 8, supplied us with 8. And on the other side, we may have given the customer too much. Customer may have ordered 10 units. That's what we recorded, but then for some reason there's been an error and we've actually supplied them with 12. So let's have a look how we record this. So this time we'll look at the source. So we have a memo. So we've revealed that there were 18 beds on hand. So in fact, our balance, we have 21. And we have 18 on hand. So we actually have ourselves with an inventory loss of 3 units, which we will record in our column. So we'll put it in. So we have 3 units theoretically leaving. Which cost do we use? So this is very wordy. So inventory loss determined by assuming the inventory loss on the date is calculated by using the oldest cost profit. So all this says is we use FIFO. And inventory loss is an out. We use FIFO, so we say the first in, the first out. So on the day of our inventory count, we had 1 unit, we had 21 units total, 1 with a cost of 25, 20 at 20. So we're assuming the first one's in, so this 1 unit here, we've got 1 at 25 leaving, worth $25, and then we have 2 of our $20 units leaving at 40, which means our balance after we've recorded this is going to be 18 units at 20, which if we multiply that out, 360. Now we need to record, so the date was the 28th of Feb. See the date there on the memo 73, and that's the transaction there, recorded in the inventory card. So now we look at recording this transaction in our general journal. So again, we have to transfer dollar amounts into our general journal. So inventory loss is an expense. So we have a decrease in assets that will decrease owner's equity. So firstly, date the transaction. 28 Feb. We have inventory is going down. The asset account's going down by $65. And then we also have ourselves inventory loss expense, 65. I won't narrate this because we narrated in the first one, but you would need to include what the item inventory is, what was counted, and then also the source document number. So what I have shown you is how you record in the general journal and in the inventory cards using FIFO. We must also be aware of using the identified cost method. The process is the same, it's just that the costs will be revealed by the physical count. So in your SAC or exam questions, it's going to be pretty clear what the cost price of the inventory is. So we won't need to use those assumptions that we've done if we're using FIFO. So closing out, hopefully after this lesson you understand, the aim. Why do we perform inventory counts? How they're carried out, the process that occurs for it to happen. Also what might give rise to an inventory gain and inventory loss. And then you're able to record them in the general journal and the inventory card. Goodbye.